YouTube, hello YouTube. I want to do this video on the death of Kurt Cobain. Um, if you Google the death of Kurt Cobain, if you do any kind of search on the death of Kurt Cobain, it is going to specifically name it as suicide every single time. And honestly, it's getting a little bit harder and harder to find any information um on the supposed theory that he was murdered. Now, I'll openly say I have always believed that he was murdered. Um, I used to do research, man, back in what was it like 98 and stuff like that, and there was like a lot of information out there, inconsistencies with police reports, um, failure of the police to do certain things in the investigation. Now, this is a picture of Kurt. Um, yeah, I picked one that he's smiling. He's a musician, he's an artist, and everybody knows artists, musicians, um, they're very dramatic, um, some of them are depressed, stuff like that. Yeah, I'm not denying any of that. He bought a shotgun, yes. Most people own guns. They're not killing themselves. Um, Kurt got to the point in his career where he did not want to be. He ended up blowing up. They became like iconic and they basically single-handedly um I won't say take down the long hair bands uh from the 80s, but they started their own grunge style. um Now, like I said, it's getting harder and harder to find the stuff about the actual facts of his death, not the stuff people believe. Now, the room it was above his garage. They had heroin there, and he had 3 times the lethal dose. I don't care how much heroin you've done through your life, you are not going to be able to lift up a shotgun and shoot yourself in the head. That's been proven. That is a fact. It's not an opinion, that is a fact. Now, also, there were 2 different kinds of cigarettes in the ashtrays and 2 drinks, as far as I know. Why did the police not take DNA samples from the cigarette, or at least try, or it wasn't even mentioned in the investigation? There's 2 different cigarettes there. You got a dead man with a shotgun, heroin. Other guy's not there. Would that not be priority? Um, there's a lot of inconsistencies with the suicide note also. The first half of it, everybody felt coming. It was him explaining, and it was his handwriting, explaining that he was done with the band. The band was probably breaking up. They just were. They weren't getting along. Courtney was talking Kurt into taking more royalties from the band because he was the songwriter, and Dave wanted to write songs, but Kurt wasn't letting him and stuff like that. There was confrontation with amongst the band. That's typical non stuff. It's normal stuff. But the second half of the note, there was like a bottom portion that was written in different handwriting. You look up the suicide note, supposed suicide note. It didn't start talking suicide until the different handwriting was going on. You can look that up. It's all over the place. Now, that's saying goodbye and he's sorry and all this other stuff. Now, that doesn't make sense why that wasn't looked into. Why was a handwriting, why wasn't a handwriting specialist called in to, I don't know, maybe take handwriting samples from Courtney Love or I don't know, somebody else. And honestly, that may have been done. I don't know. I can't seem to find any of that information. There's a bunch of documentaries on Netflix and all these channels and stuff like that. I believe one did talk about handwriting samples. I didn't write anything down, so I don't have that information. But there's other stuff going on too with and these haven't been proven, but you have gentlemen like this man right here. Now, his name is Eldon Hoke. Um, he was in this crazy metal band. Um, his like stage name was El Duce or something like that. Yeah, he's a crazy dude, backwoods, nutbag, whatever. It doesn't mean what he said doesn't hold any truth. The reason I say that is because this man claimed that Courtney Love offered him 50K to blow Kurt Cobain's head off. And during the interview, the man was drunk. There's a documentary showing this interview. You can look up on YouTube the interview. The man was drunk. So his control of himself was not there. I'm not saying the man wasn't crazy, loony, whatever, but the man slipped up on camera and he said he didn't take the bribe or the offer, but he knows who did, and he actually named the man that did. Um, Now we know Ellen Hoke, aka El Duce, took a lie detector test. Now, I don't know if anybody here has taken a lie detector test. Um, I have, and it's hard. It is not an easy thing to do. This man passed it. If you're lying, that thing is going to tell that you are lying. It's measuring everything. Your hands are strapped in the chair on the armrests. Your feet are on the floor. They have like this pad that measures any movement, any stress, anything like that. And you got one around your waist. During mine, I have trouble sitting still. I can't sit still very good. I was moving my toe. Hold on one sec for me. I was moving my toe, and the lady that was giving me the test told me I had to sit still. Like this test is stressful. So in order for him to pass it, the man was telling the truth. You're going to get stressed out when you're lying. That thing is going to tell you when you're lying. Now, almost immediately after this man did that interview where he's talked about Courtney giving out 50K to anybody taking out Kurt Cobain, and then accidentally, you can tell he accidentally named the man because he started laughing after he did it. The man was drunk. He was drunk during the interview. He didn't mean to say that name, but he did. After it's out, he's already said it. He started laughing, and he straight up said, "I'll have the FBI catch up with him." He ended up dead almost directly after that interview. Now, he got hit by a train. He was on train tracks, and I'll get back to that in a minute. Now, going on further, this is the man that he named. Let me try to make it a little bigger. He's also a musician, martial artist, all that. His name is Alan Wrench. That's the man that he named. Um, Whether this man did it, I don't know. I haven't done any research onto this guy at all. Honestly, I have trouble finding some stuff on him. Um, but the last man to see El Duce was Alan Wrench on the railroad tracks. Why? I mean, come on, let's put stuff together here. But Kurt committed suicide. The man's having hits put out on his life by his wife. One man's claimed it, ended up dead. Another man supposedly took it. Kurt ended up dead. And the guy that claimed his name on camera ended up dead. And the one that claimed his name took a lie detector test. And I'm sorry, but you cannot, I can't picture anybody beating that thing. It's you, you can't fake your stress or emotions. You just can't. Um, let's see what else I got on my notes here. My dogs are going nuts. There's probably a rabbit in the backyard. Um, but I think that's pretty much all I have for now. But there's a lot of Nirvana fans out there that don't feel right with his murder or his suicide, I'm sorry, and believe it is a murder. I am one. Um, I don't think Courtney did it, but I think she had something to do with it. I believe she paid somebody else to kill him. I don't know. There's just too many things about his death that are just a question mark. And then we got these claims from these gentlemen that are part of a underground crazy rock music area, and they're turning up dead. But as of now, that's all I've got. Do your own research into the videos, watch the documentaries, um, like my videos, comment on videos, subscribe to my videos. If you want more information about stuff like this, everyday stuff, that's what my channel's about. Send it to the internet.